Hey guys, David here and welcome to a brand new YouTube training. In today's video, we're going to look at how to set up or how to schedule your first Zoom meeting, while also looking at how to make this Zoom meeting a recurring meeting where a subscriber or participant can sign up once and they get daily reminders or weekly reminders, or however often these meetings are, to notify them that the event is about to start. If you're brand new to Zoom, don't worry. As you can see from these other two videos here, we've got plenty of trainings on how to get started with Zoom, but I think this might be one of the best trainings to help you really get started, as it literally shows you step by step how to create and set up a meeting and reoccurring meetings. Finally, before we jump into the training, if you're brand new to the channel, make sure you do click that big red subscribe button below so you don't miss out on any future videos or trainings we have coming your way. Anyway, enough of me talking, let's dive straight into today's training. Okay, so before we actually get straight into the training, I just want to let you know that, as you can see from this example here, Zoom is always being updated. So some of the stuff that we might go through today or on this training now, when you finally come to doing it or joining Zoom or whatever your situation is, some of the settings may have changed or they're still going to be the same. The biggest chances are they're going to be exactly the same, but I just want to let you know that some things may have changed. Okay, so to get started, all we're going to do is press sign up, or if you've already created an account, you would just press sign in. So go ahead, let's just click sign in and sign into your account. So if I just sign in with my account here. So this is my account, okay? As you can see, I've got a recurring meeting going on every day. But in this video, I want to show you first how to schedule a meeting and how to also make it recurring so you can get started right away with actually getting meetings set up in Zoom. So first of all, you're going to be maybe on your profile page, or you might be on something similar to this, as we can see from here. Whatever page you land on, all we need to do is head over to the meeting section on the left-hand side. Now this meeting is going to load up and it's going to look like this. You might not have anything here, it could be completely blank, or you've done previous meetings, that's going to show. So all we're going to do is press the schedule a new meeting button. Now when this loads up, we can start creating this meeting. So I press X to remove that, and then we start. So the topic, what do you want the name of this meeting to be? So I'm going to call this Test for YouTube. Then you might put a short description. Now what the description is, if you're inviting people to this meeting, they'll see the headline, the description, and then the option to put their name and email to subscribe or get a notification when this meeting starts. So if you're sending this link out to a number of people who are not really sure what the meeting's all about, then it might be a good idea to put the title name and the description, letting them know what's happening in the meeting or what the meeting is for. Otherwise, you could just keep this blank if you're sending it to your clients or pupils and so on. Then we have the opportunity to then schedule when you want this first meeting to be. The reason we're going to do it first is because in a minute we'll show you recurring meeting options too. So when we click this, it's going to load up a nice simple calendar, and then you can just choose which ones you want. So let's say we're going to do it on June the 1st, which is Monday. We're going to do it at 2 p.m. UK time. Now, when you send this link out to somebody in, let's say, the US or Australia, or let's say South Africa, or wherever they are in the world, it will automatically convert to their time. So you don't need to worry about putting different times in for different time zones and stuff. You put it in the time that you want it to start in your time zone, and then when they go to register or they click the link to find out more, it will have converted it into their time zone. So again, we press the pink button here to choose the calendar. We click the time and we can select the time that we want, and then we choose the AM or PM time that you want it. Then you've got the duration. We can either do it for 1 hour, 7 hours, then you can do it in minutes. So maybe you have it's 0 hours, but it's a 30-minute lesson, and you're good to go from there. And like we mentioned in the time zone a minute ago, it should already be set to your time zone. If it's not showing your time zone, all you want to do is click this button and find the time zone that works for you. Then we mentioned a little bit ago about setting recurring meetings. So let's untick this for the time being. If you want this to be just a one-off meeting, then we wouldn't tick this button here. But by ticking this button now, automatically reoccurs this meeting every however often you want. So the recurrence at the minute is every day, weekly, monthly, or not fixed. So let's say you've got a session at 9 o'clock every single day, then you'd put recurring daily, repeat every day, end date, or you might just have no end date. So seven reoccurrences at 7 mornings, or you'll just put a date in. Okay, so let's say we want it to go for the whole month of June. So there you go. So every day in June at 2 p.m. this meeting is going to start. And that's just reoccurring. It's super simple. Again, if you don't want to reoccur this meeting, you just tick that off and they're only going to have to do it once. Then registration. Again, this is totally up to you, not really essential. But if you tick this, they have to register to join the meeting. So you would send them the join link. And when they click that link, they have to register. Otherwise, if you turn that off, you can just send the link to somebody. When they click that link, it will load up Zoom and they can join the meeting. Then we've got meeting ID. So we've got generate automatically or use your personal meeting ID. Now what this means is if you're doing, let's say, a recurring meeting, you probably want to generate it automatically. So they have a specific link that's associated to that meeting every time that meeting loads up. So if you've got a meeting at 9 o'clock every morning, that would have one or specific ID. Then you might have a meeting at 2 o'clock every day, and that will have its own specific ID. If you just put personal ID, then they could type that in, that ID at any point, and whenever your meetings are, they would automatically start that meeting with you. So I would suggest, because generate automatically, so then that meeting has a specific ID that they type in, and then they can join it. Next, we have password, okay? So again, this is totally up to you, but if you're having it as a generated automatically or as a personal meeting, you might not really want the password situation on there. The password, again, is just for more safety precautions, really. If you've put a meeting out there to a lot of people, maybe you don't want certain people to join, you might turn the password on, and then you'd send the password out to the specific people you want to join that meeting. Again, if you don't want it on, my suggestion would probably be having it off. You just turn it off. Then we move on to the video section. Now, what this means is when you start the session or the meeting, do you want your video to be on right away, and do you want your participants' video to be on straight away? Or you can turn it off and off. And what that means is when they log in and when you log in for this one, your video doesn't load up automatically, and the same for the participants, it doesn't load up automatically. If you kind of want to force them to have their video on starting from the minute they log in, then you just type these on and on. When you load up, your video automatically starts. When they log in, their video automatically starts. Moving further down, we have audio, okay? So my suggestion, keep it simple and just keep it telephone or computer audio. What that means is they can either get a phone number that's assigned to this meeting that they can dial in on their mobile and speak there, or they can just use the computer audio just like I am now. I'm talking to my computer, the computer is picking up the audio, and that's being transferred into your meeting. Again, this is probably the best option, you don't need to worry about anything else. Finally, this is the most interesting part, okay, is the meeting options. Now, because every day at 2 p.m. we have a study hour for my clients, I've ticked enable join before host. What that means is I don't actually need to be on that meeting for it to start. Once somebody clicks the link and joins the meeting starts without me. That way then I don't need to be there at every single meeting because it is a study hour. If you want to be there for every meeting, or you don't want the meeting to start before you actually get there, then you would just turn that off. Next, we have mute participants on entry. If you've got a really important meeting or you have a lot of guests turning up for your meeting, imagine it's a classroom situation and you've got 30 pupils turning up. You don't want them all the background music or the background noise that they've got going on. They're talking to their friend or their family and stuff. So you just put mute participants upon entry. So when they join the meeting, they're muted automatically. Then it's up to them to unmute themselves, or you can unmute them from there. Next, moving down, we have waiting room. So maybe you're starting this meeting, maybe you want to prepare yourselves, maybe you want to have a conversation with a few people before you actually start the meeting properly. You just press enable waiting room. What that does is that keeps them in a holding room, and when you accept them in, they then get to join the official meeting. But while they're in their waiting room, nothing happens. They can't see anything, they can't hear anything. They're just sat there waiting for you to approve them to come and join the session. Next, we have only authenticated users can join. So what this means is when you select the meeting and you get it kind of, what was I going to say? When you get this meeting set up and it's planned for the future, you can assign certain people to join the meeting by using their email address. What that means then is if you post this email, the link out, and people try to join it, but they haven't been added as an authenticated user, then they can't join the meeting. They'll click the link and it'll just say an error message. Finally, we have record the meeting automatically. Now, my suggestion for this one would be to turn this on for every single meeting you do, especially if they are important meetings. What this means is the minute you start the meeting up right away, that meeting automatically gets recorded. So if it's a really full-on meeting and you've got a lot going on and you forget halfway through that you should have recorded it, you know you're saved because the minute you start that meeting, it automatically starts recording. Then you have two options. You can either record it directly onto your computer, or you can have it recorded directly into the cloud. My suggestion would be to record it directly onto your computer. That way then, if the internet goes down or something goes wrong with the cloud, you're not going to lose that recording. It's going to be recorded straight to your computer as you're doing this, as you're talking, as everything is going on. That way then, you can then upload it to the cloud at a future period, but you know that video is safe and ready to go. Finally, we have alternative host. What this means is maybe you can't do this particular meeting, you're setting it up on behalf of somebody else, or you're setting it up as your business, but your staff member has a different Zoom meeting. You would assign them access, so they would be the host. That means you're the one setting the meeting up, but they're the one running it. So you just put their Zoom email address in here and press save. Once you press save, the meeting is all set and ready to go. So simply, we can just press this start meeting now. That would start the meeting up, but we've scheduled it to start at 2 p.m. So on 2 p.m. on June the 1st, people will get notifications that have registered to say that the meeting is started. Or if you tick that button, start without you, then whoever clicks that link will start that session right from there. As we move down then, you can either add it into your calendar, different types of calendars. You've got your meeting ID here. The password, we turned that off so there was no password. And then this is the specific link. This is the link you're going to be sending out to people to register or get them invited for the session. So if we click this link and let's say we share it to somebody, it's obviously going to try and load up and get them started. Or we would press copy invitation and then you would send that to the participants or the people you want turning up at your meeting. So you just say at 2 o'clock, click this link and this will load Zoom up from there. As we scroll down then, we have a few other options. So we've got save this as meeting template. So maybe you want to do something similar to what we've just done now. Then you save it as a template, delete this meeting, or we've got start this meeting. So that was the training and thanks for watching, okay? So we went through how to schedule meetings and how to schedule reoccurring meetings on your laptop or computer. If you need to know how to do all of this on your phone, then check out some of the other videos that we have. We're also going to show you how to add background or green screen effects to your videos to give you a more professional look. So you have a really complicated background like I have, then we can make it look a lot more professional. Again, check out some of the additional Zoom tutorial videos. Again, thanks for watching, and if you're brand new to the channel, don't forget to click the subscribe button below.